Hi, Miss Margaret. I am so glad you're here. I'm having a really, really rough day. So it's nice to have a friend to come and be a part of the live. Did some new coasters. Tell me what you think about them. Really, really rough day. Guess I'll talk about it in a little bit. Right now, I just don't want to cry. So that's my focus on not shedding any more tears because today was a very tearful, hard day. And sometimes you just don't know what else to do. So there's that. I hope you had a great day. Not sure who's all here, but I hope your day is going as well better than mine. I pretty much slept the rest of the day. I went to the doctor this morning and I was hoping for some different news. It wasn't bad, but it was just different. I did go to the doctor today. He said, come back in 4 weeks. And I was just trying to explain to him that I'm having a little bit of trouble with my depression and being stuck in this house and just being by myself day in and day out all the time. And that I'm just really struggling with not being able to do stuff, simple stuff for myself. And it's the loneliness that gets to me that makes me that anyways. He said come back in 4 weeks. He gave me something for the nerve pain, which pretty much put me out the rest of the day. I took it. I'm not a medicine taker, so as soon as I took it, I immediately started feeling drowsy and so on and so forth. So that was my whole day. And if that's the way that medication is going to do me, then I can't take that during the day. I definitely have to take it at night. So, yep, that's that. 4 more weeks of hopping around on one foot and everything hurting. I think it's just, you know, if this all had just happened and I'm like going through the beginning stages of it, then I think it wouldn't be so bad. But I've been struggling like this for months. And I'm just getting to the point where it's starting to bother me a little bit. You know? It's just starting to get to me. After a while, you just kind of over being hurt and down and all the things I do to deal with my depression I can't do not by myself. So today it was just a little hard. And I didn't know, in my mind, like, I don't know what I was expecting him to say. I just didn't want to hear 4 more weeks. But he was very sympathetic, which was nice. He had good bedside manner, you know. He cared that it bothered me. So that's why he told me to come back in 4 weeks. So that's what I'll do. Come back in 4 weeks and see what happens then. I'm a social creature. I'm just not one that likes to be alone all the time. And I find myself doing that quite a bit. Usually I can, get up, get dressed, go out and look around or shop or do something and get it in and out of this camper is such a production. Oh my goodness. And then after a while, you start feeling like people looking at you. You crawling in the house on one leg, and you gotta hop in the door, and then you gotta pretty much sit down to come up down the stairs, and it just takes a lot of effort to get in and out. I go outside sometimes, but outside is pretty much Cedric's area, so it's kind of got his stuff there, and I don't feel like I have a place out there anymore because I've been in here so long. So it's not like the Oasis it was. It's kind of like his man cave. It's where he goes to get away from me. So I just stay in here and try to deal with my emotions by myself. And I'm just ready to be able to walk and go and do stuff and just not be confined to in the house all the time. These colors are not blending as well as I hoped they would. But it's okay. So 4 more weeks of not walking. And we live in a camper, you guys. And we were trying to upgrade and get a bigger camper, but we just didn't have the money to do it. Not what they wanted. And so our space is small, right? So there's nowhere for me to go but from here to there, and from the bed to the couch. And so there's no like spread out living space. And with my desk and everything right here in the kitchen living room area, it takes up a good amount of the floor. And so there's not a whole lot you could do in here. All I know is like I'm over being hurt. I've been hurt since March. And I'm just tired of being down and out. I just want to be able to walk and get some water if I want it. And just get up without having to think, what foot am I getting up on? I just want to be done with this. And when he said, okay, well, 6 weeks, 4 more weeks, my heart just broke. I'm going on, it's just a long time. It's just a long time. This is not working. I'm going to change up the colors while I can. I was thinking this would be a nice fall color, and this is a neon paint, but it's not looking how I envisioned it in my head. And so whenever I don't know what else to do, I just pull up I just pull up my paints. I just paint. And I've been watching a lot of Snap, which is probably not a good idea. But I understand how people sometimes just lose it. But killing is never good. Never a good idea. It should never be an option. But I was just watching that and I was like, you know what? I should probably turn this off because I'm sure this is not helping me at all. So I'm going to do a different kind of green and a warmer peach. Maybe that might blend in a little better. It did really good on this one. Now that one turned out really good. And I use a peach and an orange and a purple on that one. And so in my mind, I was thinking this would blend kind of like that one and come out and be very pretty. But right now, it's not doing the job. So we're just going to kind of soften up the colors that we're using here. And maybe it might blend a little better. Oh, but we'll see. I ordered some more coasters. I like to give these away. I really wish I could, send some to you guys because y'all are so supportive. And you come and you hang out with me and you just give me somebody to talk to. And I just feel less alone. and everybody else is working, and I'm still working, but it's not the same, you know. It's just sitting on the couch, and that's about it, you know, calling people and hoping they don't hang up in your face. Because believe it or not, there's not a lot of people that want to do Bible study. But you know, it is what it is. You keep trying because that's important, you know. But I could use some prayer myself. So be praying for me that I could come out on the other side of this intact. Because I feel like I'm crumbling right before my own very eyes. This is not going to turn out the way I hoped. I don't think I could fix it because these colors are just not blending well. So we're going to scratch this and start over with a different color because that's not going to work. Just, oh, we could do an orange, yellow, and red. That would be nice. So that's kind of what's happening here, which gave me an idea. It's the green that's throwing this off. Yeah, that's what the doctor says. You've had major surgery. It's going to take time to heal. And, you know, I understand that part. I really do. I understand that. If this had just happened, I'm just at my wit's end, you know, because it's just been happening, feel like forever. It just feels like it's been going on for a long time. And I'm just so ready to be over this. So we're going to use the orange, neon, and yellow. Let's try that. And so we got this pretty pink, and we're going to get a new coaster. We're going to start over. And then maybe we'll print out maybe some leaf, like a maple leaf to go on top of it. And that might really spruce it up a little bit. So we'll see. Thank you, Margaret, for just coming and being with me. It's like having a meltdown and somebody sit next to you. And they don't have to say anything. They don't have to fix it. It's just their presence that they're sitting next to you is what brings you comfort. Right? So that's what you're doing for me right now. So let's just see. Let's just see what happens. So this is a dud. And you know, I'm getting down to not very many left. And I have to get somebody else to order them for me because they have Amazon and I don't. And it comes the next day if they do it for me. And I wish I could afford to just get like 2 or 3 sets of them. But I have to get them like a set at a time because I really don't have the money to like spend on that. Plus, we're still trying to save some money to get some things taken care of before we pull out of here. And, you know, so I just get them one at a time or so. When I mess up like that, it does cause a problem, you know, so I can't keep making mistakes. So we're going to start with the neon orange. And with the neon, it is very it's very thin, so it takes quite a few coats. And I probably should put a white coat on top of this and then put some on top of that. And then that'll kind of be like a base, and maybe we'll try that the next time. If these colors turn out well, then I will do the next one like that. Wow, for 4 months. You know, I guess the worst part is everybody treats you like you can't be sad, right? Like you should be grateful you're getting better and you're on the tail end of it, and you know, it's a lot of people out there worse off than you, and they rob you of feeling what you're feeling. Not that you want to stay there and wallow. It's just that it's something that is bothering you at the time, right? And you know, and they just want to take that away from you because they don't know what else to do to make it stop or to make you feel better. So they make you feel like you can't feel that way because, and you know, whatever. It makes you feel really insignificant. So now it seems like it's creaming on a little better than before. And I'm feeling a little stressed. I'm not going to lie. Just feel the weight of the world of a lot of different things that's going on. And some of it is internal and some of it is external. And whenever you're dealing with, end of the season and financial stuff, it weighs a little heavy on you. And that's what I didn't want. It looks like that is blending in too much. You really can't see the difference in colors. Oh, we got 6 people here. It would be really, really awesome if you guys would leave a thumbs up on this. Even if you don't stay, if you pop in and just leave a thumbs up, that would be awesome. So I would appreciate that. But yeah, so now this is not too bad. I'm gonna wash the brush off so I can put some more orange on there. But yeah, thank you for the hearts. You know, I know a lot of people do YouTube videos, and I know a lot of people do traveling videos, and I know a lot of people do RV traveling videos and van traveling videos. And they're always kind of showing you the happy, exciting, exploring part of it. And yes, my goodness, my nose is running because of my tears. And it has show you the happy traveling part of it. But my channel, even though I live in an RV, my channel is about finding, I guess, my path, my journey in this second part of my life. And so sometimes there's tears. And sometimes I'm not traveling as much as I'd like to. Trust me, if I had the money, I'd be a nonstop, keep going, here, there type person, But right now, I'm just trying to find out who I am and stay alive. And my depression, it's a real thing. And learning your triggers is a big thing, and then protecting what sets you off is another big thing. And having some way to deal with it when the time comes is another big thing. And it's just a lot going on. You just feel the stress of moving and having what you need and not having to worry and needing another truck because what we have sounds like it's about to shake apart when you're going down the street. Needing a little bit more space at home, just so everything can have a place and you're not shuffling one stuff from one side of the camper to the other corner because it doesn't have a place to be. And, and trying to deal with being hurt in a cage match. And life feel like it got you in a chokehold sometimes. Yeah, I'm there today, but I'm still thankful. And I know that God has a plan, and I have not lost sight of that. But while you're waiting for the plan to come to fruition, it does not stop life from beating you up, right? It doesn't, it just doesn't. Claiming to be Christian does not take away life's struggles and problems and sadness. It just means you're not doing it alone. That you could call on your heavenly Father and He hears and He cares. And He does stuff to let you know He's there. And today you just feel the weight of the world. Just and you feel helpless to make anything happen. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means that you feel in some kind of way. And I don't have anybody to tell how I'm feeling. And it makes you just feel more isolated. But I'm okay. Everything will be alright. I tell myself that all the time. This too shall pass. It's not forever. It can feel like it, but it's not. I cannot get this yellow to come through like I wanted to. So we're just gonna put it right on there. But it's okay, you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me. It's the most company I've had all day. And I don't get visitors. You know, my mom comes when she can, but she's 85, 86. So I don't be wanting her to try to drive over here and have to come up and down the stairs, and if she trips or falls or something snags, I can't even get up to help her. And so I really am cautious about that. You know, I prefer her to be here when I can get up and, help her down and help her in. I know she'd come. She'd come lickety split. If I called her tonight, she would do her best to get here. But I just sometimes just be thinking, I don't want her trying to come up and down those stairs by herself, and Cedric's working or he's not here at the time, and if something happens to her, I'd feel so guilty. So, but that didn't turn out too bad. That's kind of what I was shooting for, to just try to get the colors blend in really well. And so I started painting like this watching Bob Ross, because he was all he was just so calm, and he'd just be talking to himself. He'd be like, okay, let's just put a little over here. And if we mess up, it's okay. I know, Margaret. I'm not delusional to that. And I'm not ungrateful for that. I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed. Just feeling, being fat, that does not escape my attention. I see myself in these videos lately, and I have two stomachs. So I have to be careful of how the camera is angled. Because I look at these, right? I look at it. Oh, afterwards. Let me see if I can get some tissue. Okay. I see how the camera's angled, and I'm not flattered in the pictures. I don't look my best. I don't feel my best. So it's just a compile of things. And today I might be feeling sorry for myself, and I get it. And everybody's entitled to a day like today. And I'm working on it. I am. I'm working on it. And I'm grateful that I was even able to get it corrected. But uh, just understand, it's just been a long road. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's just been really long. It's just been a very long road. And I'm just over it. Just ready to not be dependent. And I knew I needed to have it, but I didn't want to get it done because I knew it was just gonna be a lot to deal with. And so um I'm working on getting some things off my plate, and I'm working on letting a few things go, like a few ideas of things that I've been trying to make happen that I haven't been able to do. So just let that dream die. Just let it go, and kind of start anew. Start working on what I can, and letting go of certain dreams. I said I was gonna start it with white this time. Maybe it might help cover it better, so I'm not using so much paint to cover it. So this time I'm using my little small bottles. I have my acrylic paint. I like the glossy paint a lot better because when you're finished, there's a nice shine to it. And so the neon has like a little gloss to it as well. And so I'm feeling that. So we're gonna try with this new one a little white on it first, and then put the colors and see if that works. Thanks, Margaret. I haven't seen Doc. She's off enjoying her new grandbaby. And I don't know if anybody's new here tonight. So if you're new, first time watching, I would love you to say hello in the chat and leave us a comment or. Oh, why is this coming out blue? Oh my goodness, it's always something. And thumbs up, that'd be awesome. But anyway, 4 more weeks and back to the doctor, see what he says. It's just 4 more weeks. And then hopefully after then 2 more and I'll be able to start trying to walk. And I guess a little anxiety of how is it going to feel, to be able to put pressure on it after you haven't done that for 3 months. You haven't been able to stand on it or do anything on it. And so I am a little concerned about that, just wondering how is that going to feel? How is that going to work? Standing back on it again. So I am feeling a little anxious about that as well. But other than that, the report from the doctor was good. Just 4 more weeks. And he said that my x-ray, everything looks good. No infection or anything like that. So that's always a plus. It's just more hopping around, more can't walk, more crawling up the stairs, more of what you've been doing to survive, And so I'm one day at a time kind of gal. The campgrounds will be leaving here. Um, I guess the end of October. That's when it's over here, and so we'll be. I've been trying to figure out the next step from that, and we were hoping to have a truck by then, but I don't think that's gonna happen either. So, um, everybody's asking if we're gonna head back to Tennessee. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't really want to be in Tennessee for the winter either. Yeah, and I haven't been able to wear a shoe since March. Like I've only wore a left shoe. I haven't been able to wear a right shoe since March. And so it'd be nice to be able to have on two shoes again, and be able to do that. Because right now I just put a sock on my brace, and then I put the boot on and wear that. So he says I don't have to wear the boot all the time anymore, but I wasn't doing that anyway because it's hard to move around with it on, especially when you're trying to carry all your weight and balance on one foot on crutches, all the time. It just gets to be heavy. It's heavy on your foot. And so it's nice that I don't have to wear that anymore in the house or all the time. But I do wear it when I leave the house just to protect my foot. I don't want to bang it up against something or hurt it unnecessarily or so and then set me back. So that was some more good news that I didn't have to wear the boot all the time. But I do wear it whenever I'm leaving the house because it's just good practice to make sure that you keep it from being hurt. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to put two shoes on again. And the dirty looks that I get in Walmart, right, before people see the boot, because there are a lot of heavy set people that just ride the little wheel cart. And I'm non weight bearing, meaning that I can't put any weight on it at all. And then you have to get on that thing, and people look at you like you fat slob. You need to get up and walk. Until they look down and they're like, "Oh, okay." They really do. They judge the heck out of you when you are on that scooter and you look perfectly healthy at first glance. They look like you need to get up and walk, like you're just abusing the fact that it's there. And trust me, I prefer to be zooming around the store, get what I need, and get out of there than to be on them little 0 mile an hour carts trying to go up and down the aisle and all that other craziness. And I'm sick of that. I'm sick of the looks. Sick of people looking at you, like you some fat lazy slob that just don't want to get up and walk. And that's not the case at all. And then they see your foot and then they give you like, oh, okay. So there's that. So you shouldn't judge people when you go to the store and out in public. You don't know why they're on those scooters. And it's not all the time just to abuse stuff. And even if I didn't have a boot on, they still shouldn't look at you like that. That's not right. And you don't know what people go through in their day to day lives. And then you go out in public, and because you can zoom around them, you look at them as though they're being fat and lazy. And that's just not Christ like. It's just not kind. Regardless if they are or they aren't, that's not for you to judge. And then you have genuine people who are hurt that you act like you giving them a pass because you saw their foot. There's so many judgmental people, and you just shouldn't be. Just don't do that. People already feel bad enough, and they're struggling enough to just exist sometimes. So smile at folks. What if they haven't had anybody smile at them all day or all week, or just be kind to them? And then you see them, and then you're just another person they don't know that's judging them. Just be kind. There's nothing wrong, and it's free to be kind to people. You just don't know what folks are going through. So it just pays to be nice to them. You don't know how a smile can change somebody's day. So just do it. Just smile. Just smile. When I go to church, I try to hug everybody. You know why? Because there are a lot of people that have nobody at home, and they don't get a hug all week. And it might be the only times they get physical contact is when they come to church, and they get a warm smile and a hug from somebody. And it might be the only human contact they had all week. That's why you should be nice, because you just never know. And then when people commit suicide and they die, well, unalive themselves, I'm not allowed to say suicide. You say, they could have just come talk to me. I would have listened if they'd have just said something. And all the signs were there, right? Everything was there, and we missed it. So take some time to be kind to somebody else. You just never know the difference it might make in people's lives. You just never know where they are in their journey, what kind of struggle they're having, and just your kindness could just change their whole outlook on life, because you just don't know. And with nowadays people, they struggle so publicly with signs. You should just get out of your own way and see somebody else, and just take a minute to love them, because you just never know. But anyway, that's how today went at the doctor's. You asked, so I'm telling you. And so that's where we are right now. Well, that's where I am right now. That's the journey I'm on right now. And it's okay. Yeah, people can be mean, Miss Margaret, and it is what it is. And I think sometimes people have to be reminded to just be nice, because we don't know, folks' situation. And it's just always nice to just be kind to people, because we just don't have enough of that. It's enough mean people. It's enough selfish people for sure. It's not enough kind people. Not enough people who care about somebody else other than themselves. So you be that for somebody else. Be kind and be nice and be aware, you know. That's one thing I've learned about this, just being aware of how people are feeling, because you feel the same way too. You have those emotions. And, oh, here's the bag. That's what I was looking for. I crammed them all in here, and there's a bag right there. So, anyways, trying to keep the neon with the neon, so when I'm ready to use them again, they're all be in the same bag. But yeah, Really? So when I first got up this way, where I'm from, everybody says good morning. You know, even when you walk in the grocery store, if you make eye contact with people, they say good morning, right? And it might be a small country town thing, but that's what we say. We say good morning. You acknowledge the other person. And then up here, I say good morning, or somebody move out the way, and I say thank you so much. And they just look at you like, whatever, go on, get through. Or I had one lady say, "Where you from?" Because nobody speak up here, and I told her, she was like, "Oh, because I knew you went from around here." It's like, oh my goodness. So saying good morning or speaking to people, I gotta be from a different place if I'm nice. But that's the world in which we live. Everybody just trying to get where they're trying to go, and that's it. And so it is what it is. What can you do about that? But wherever you are, be nice to people. And so that's where I am today. So I don't mean to make this is not a griping session or rant of any kind. I'm just letting you know what's going on. Some of you have been following my my journey for a very long time, and have been along for the ride for my surgery. And so I'm just telling you what today was about. Today, he said everything was going good. I was hoping for some different news. I was hoping he would say, okay, well, everything looks so good. Maybe we could start applying a little pressure to your foot. Maybe you could start standing. Just something, just something. And he came in. He was like, everything's great. 4 more weeks. He said first 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And then he saw the tears coming down my face, and then he was like, "Okay, we'll come back in 4 weeks and let's take a look at it." And I was like, "Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, I'm happy to be on the other end of it. It's just I've been hurt for so long, and now it's like 4 more weeks of still hopping around and jumping around on crutches and trying to do a balancing act to get dressed with one foot, and hopping in and out and crawling to get out the door and all this kind of stuff, and using the potty chair, and just can't feed the dogs, can't take them out, can't do anything. Everything is just take you extra long, and you got to plan a route to get a cup of water. You got to be able to get the cup and then get back over to the fridge, and it's just a lot. It just takes a lot to do simple, small, stupid tasks, and try not to fall or spill something or waste something or drop something. And meanwhile, you're just sitting and you feel like you're just getting fatter and fatter with every meal because you can't move, you can't go, you can't walk. And today I was just to my limit. Not ungrateful, just to the limit, just needing a win. We needing to hear, let's take the next step. And to find out that you're still on hold, it was just a lot to hear and to process. But it wasn't bad news. So that's that. Yes, and that's the goal. And that's why I'm not doing anything that I'm not supposed to. That's why I'm not trying to force myself to get up and take a step or stand up and put weight on it, because I mentally can't handle any setbacks. So I have to move and do what he tells me to do. It's just not easy. That's all I'm saying. It's just hearing it wasn't easy, but I have to do it. And so now, oh, I forgot to tell you this. He put me on this medication because of the nerve pain in my foot. When they cut into it, they severed a couple nerves, right? That will take up to a year to kind of finally fuse back, because it's got to come from your head down your neck, down your back, down your buttocks, down your leg, and repair. And it's like 1 millimeter a day. So I have in my foot these nerves that are firing off because they're supposed to connect to something and they don't. So even in the numbness where the nerves are, it hurts. So he gave me some medicine for that today. And that medicine, I'm not a medicine taker, so it 110% makes me drowsy. So this afternoon, that was it. I took it to just kind of get it under control. Like he was like, go home, clear your schedule for today, kind of start the medication, and then, it's going to make you drowsy, but get it in your system so your nerve pain will subside. And I was out for the rest of the day. I took that medicine about 1 o'clock, and I woke up, it was like 5:30. So I know that that's not something I could take during the day. It's gonna have to be something I take at night before I go to bed, because there's no way I could do that and function all day. Not now anyway. So hopefully the nerve pain will subside, and then my foot won't be hurting as much. And he's got me on some vitamin D, and I just need to get my anxiety and my depression medication refilled one day. So hopefully we'll get that done. But other than that, the puppy dogs are back home. But that's it. Well, right now I'm taking the one he just gave me, as it's new. Hopefully, it's one of those things that once again in your system, you build up a tolerance to it, so you won't be, feeling sleepy. I got a massive headache right now, like my head feel like it's throbbing. But other than that, I don't know if that's one of the side effects of the medication or whatever that goes along with that. But I'm gonna take it for the rest of this week, and by Sunday, see how it pans out. Like if it's working, or if it's just every time I take it, I'm just 30 minutes later ready to go lay down. Then I just know that's not something I can take during the day. Noodle and Pepper here playing on the floor. That's all you hear is their little nails, because we don't have a carpet anymore in here. And this one thing about a camper, it goes from feeling like a home to a camper real quick when you don't have a carpet, right? Because it is the warmness of the floor and stuff. Hey, Sonia, I'm glad you got your shirt. You're gonna have to email me a picture of you wearing it so I can post it and show everybody that you have it. Hey, moo moo moo. Show everybody that you got it. So good. I hope everybody's having a good day. But anyway, so I guess why tonight I'm just gonna be working on another plan, and I had a video come out today, so I hope you guys will check that out. It's just a collaboration of some places that we visited when we were in Oregon, and just put together a kind of collaboration. If you ever thinking about going that way, a few places that you could check out that I consider like awesome places. Hey, 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 some awesome places to just check out and enjoy the experience. I'm pretty sure that you guys can probably come up with a whole lot of places that I missed. But let me know, because if I ever get a chance to make it back out west, then I'll check them out and see some new places. So just don't not tell me. Hopefully, that'll be a thing and you'll be able to do. Now, whenever I do the coasters, I like to let them dry. And because acrylic paint dries pretty quickly, I like to glaze over them before I try to put anything on them. And I use triple thick, which is a great product, and it's glossy. It comes pre-glossy. And I put that on there, and then whatever decorations I'm going to put on there, I do that after, because if I do it just with the paint, it'll I've had it to where it'll kind of come up, or it won't adhere to it well. But when all of this is on there, it gives it some kind of sticky surface, and then it works a little better. And so I have to recycle water, just save myself some steps. And then just kind of wet this brush, because once it gets hard from the triple thick, then you have to kind of get the bristles to where they kind of loosen up before you stick it back in there. But you don't want to stick it in there super wet, because if you do, it'll put little suds in your when you spread it, and it just doesn't work well at all. So all right, so let's do that. So I'll show you what I mean. So then when you put the words on there, You see how it sticks on there and they don't come up because you got the glaze on it, and it kind of has that little shine to it. And so with this being neon, it has a little bit of a shine to it. But before you put the words on it, it's always good to have that on there. And so you guys, I was thinking about getting a little filter, and I found this place that is wait. I'm waiting on my shipment to come in for this new filter system, and I'm gonna do an unboxing, kind of show you guys what it is, and let you see it. Maybe you might be interested, especially if you stay in a camper. You know, you go to all these different parks, and the water is not always drinkable, even though it say it is. You gotta run it, and it comes out brown and all that kind of stuff. And you just want to be careful. So with this, the filter, you could kind of eliminate that part of it. Even though you have the thing that goes on to the house, you still don't always want to drink the water. So this one will kind of go with that. And so when it comes in the mail, I'll show it to you. And I'll put a link below if you're interested in, something like that. But anyway, Sonia, I hope you had a good day, my friend. How are the kiddos? Everybody's doing okay? I know a lot of people got school, kids going back to school, so I'm wondering how that's going. Got your routine down. I don't have that problem anymore. It's 7 of us here, so if you don't mind, if you're just popping in, go ahead on and give us a thumbs up. And soon we're gonna start our little holiday bake, like we'll do a holiday dessert. I did that back about a year ago, where once a week I was making like a little dish you could do for the holidays to kind of help and share and bring in the season. So I've been working on my Pinterest stuff, coming up with some new recipes, some things we could kind of critique, and we'll start making those come September. All right. So we'll let those dry probably overnight, and then tomorrow we'll put some words on them and go from there. Thanks, Margaret. I got such a headache, y'all. You have no idea. My head is throbbing. I think I'm going to eat something, take something, and go back to bed. But anyway, hey, Destiny. Did you make it back home safe yet? I know you're traveling, having fun. So I was just wondering if you made it safe. And if you want to know what happened today, doctor wise, you're gonna have to go back and watch the video from the beginning. I just can't go through that conversation again. So I would ask you to just kind of watch it from the beginning so you could be all caught up. I'd be so glad when I have enough space to where I could put my stuff and not have everything it's just everything here feels so chaotic because it just doesn't have a home. Like stuff just doesn't have a home. Like my desk is in the middle of the floor. I miss my coffee table where I could just like light the candle and put it on the table. And all my craft stuff I cleaned out up here, but it would be nice to be able to have it in one location so when I'm done I could kind of just get up and walk away from it versus having to pack up and go on all that. Yes, yes. So it can be very exciting and a wonderful experience, especially when you're out moving about. That's my favorite part is the move around, getting ready to see new things and new places and spending the night in new places and exploring. So yes, you're right about that, Destiny. It can be a lot of fun. And I know that everybody's trying to get home now because of the holidays coming up and the kiddos getting home. So we've been doing pretty full for one nighters. People just stopping for the night and on their way back home. I do know that for winter, I do not want to be in Ohio. I have strong feelings about that. I do not want to be here in Ohio for winter. So I'm working on those plans right now. And so I might do a video where it'll be pretty much me telling about different places for winter, like kind of sharing the information about Quartzsite for those who have never been. They like Destiny. If you ever been out in Quartzsite in the wintertime, like January, come September, I think it's like $180, something like that. You get like a season pass, and it's from September September to April, and it's like 180 something dollars, and then you could park there whenever you want. You could leave, come back, and it's all, your pass is good. And they have dumping station, they have a water station. You could stay there long term. And so I might do a video kind of telling people about that if they're looking for some places to be for the wintertime, other than just Florida, which is not somewhere I want to be because I've already done Florida. I'm from Florida. I just don't want to go to Florida. But that is an option if you are looking to be somewhere for winter. And if you're looking for RV jobs, now is the time to start doing that for the winter. I know they got the harvest thing coming up where they're looking for people to help with like the pumpkins, like pumpkin sales, where they pay you, but you work like 7 days a week, and you live on the property, but you sell pumpkins until the season is done, and then they start with the Christmas trees, and you get like a big lump sum of money. So I know a lot of people do that. You got the orchards where they need people who can just drive the truck to one point A to point B and dump off the produce and stuff. But these, because they're seasonal, quick season, end of the season harvest type jobs, they are long hours, and it's like a commitment for that time. But when you leave well paid, right? I had a friend that did that one year, and she just worked 3 weeks and she made almost $4,000 because she was pretty much working sun up to sundown around the clock, just 4 day in the morning, back and forth, dropping off beats, picking up beats, dropping off beats, picking up beats all day long. So there are some jobs out there, but now is the time to start looking for them just because people do get them quick. If you're looking for another campground, you need to be researching where the campgrounds are going to be open year round. As far as going a little bit south, you want to make sure that you're getting over on those parts of the world before the roads start getting terrible, especially if you're not one that's used to driving in bad conditions, icy conditions, snowy conditions. And as you start climbing those mountains, it just becomes unsafe altogether because we're not, even though we might pull like 18 wheelers, we're not 18 wheelers. And so, therefore, you want to, because if something happened, then the whole house is gone. So, you want to make sure that you're moving when it's safe. So, I'm thinking we'll probably pull out of here right after Thanksgiving because it's important to my sister and myself that I'm with my family for Thanksgiving at least, even if we're not together for Christmas. But pull out of here right after Thanksgiving just because I know the roads are good and we can make it from point A to point B. So the goal is to try to make some money between now and then that we could save and then get where we need to go and kind of survive a little bit till we can figure out the next goal. So, that's 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 the plan. Of course, like I've been telling you, we needed another truck. The truck is a major issue, but right now it's hold together by duct tape. So that's what we're driving until we could get something else. And to have the house, that would be great. But as things unfold, we'll figure it out pretty much. And then, like my mental health, duct tape is what's holding this all together. So there you go. You're all caught up. So I'm gonna try to get some dinner and get myself together. And I don't know. I'm gonna try to do maybe another live on Saturday if I can. Oh my goodness. If you can, start hitting some of the RV shows. Those are perfect. RV shows really help kick off the dream, right? When you can go in and out of different RVs and talk to people and kind of see what each one of them had to offer and kind of find the things that you would like to have in them. and your must-haves and what kind of brands, and kind of give you an idea. That's where you start your dream. But yes, make sure you hit some RV shows. And I think I'm gonna take off and try to get myself together and get ready for bed and get me some dinner. But I appreciate you guys coming out and just helping me kind of process through all of this. Oh, no, no, no. You go to the RV show. The RV show is very rarely about buying the RV right then. It is about to see you. This is where you collect information, Sonia. It's where you go and you say, okay, in these, I like this, and it has this, and I think this would be great for that. And okay, so these, they have this, 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 and this is a must have. Oh, these, they don't have a pantry. I need a pantry. Oh, this one has good storage. This one doesn't. And then after the season is over, you can find campers that look similar to that might be cheap. You always get used first. I would not recommend buying anything 110% brand new, because it's never going to not be without its challenges. At least with something you use, if you have a good RV knowledge and you know how to spot water damage and bubbling and delamination and all that kind of stuff, you know what to steer clear from. You can get a pretty decent RV without paying a whole lot of money, and then you can make it your own. You can add little touches to it, some little paint, fix it up and make it home without breaking the bank. The whole goal to RV life is not going out and buying the biggest, fanciest RV you can get. Is to be debt free. Is to be able to drive off and own the house and own the truck. That's how you can live on the road and function. If you leave with a whole lot of overhead and you just got a camper payment and you still paying on the truck, and then you got you still got your camper insurance, because you want to make sure you have that no matter what, just because you never know what's going to happen. That's how, when you work at campgrounds and stuff like that, that is how you make it count, right? Because you can take that money and save it. You don't have to spend a dime of it if you don't want to, right? And you don't have a whole lot going out but your insurance for your truck and the insurance for your camper. And then you can kind of function when you're off. Like right now, we still have a truck payment. We need another truck, but we own the house. So we still have some bills that are going out. So, but the goal to really enjoying and living RV life is not owing anybody when you drive off. Buy the camper cash. It's nice to have the bells and whistles and the shiny new stuff, but once you get a camper, you have a bargaining chip. So if you want to trade, then you got the value of your camper plus whatever little money you have in your pocket. You can kind of keep trading up. And the more you could trade up, or the more you can get a different desirable type camper, then you have money, because then it'll be considered like money put down. So it's just those little things that, if you do it right, you can benefit from it. But if you do it wrong and you're just going from a house note to a house note and a car note, then you're stuck always having to work, because you have overhead that has to come out every month, and it could be very stressful, because then you just go to one job to the next and you don't really get a chance to enjoy the RV life. So that's just something to think about. The RV show is just a dream to immerse yourself in the culture, collect information, because they have booths where people talk about jobs on the road. They talk about ways that you can live and make money. They talk about how you can get your mail. There's a lot of stuff. You could just visit booths and talk to people. Sometimes the booth people are hiring, so you can go from one RV show to the next and what worked for them. It's just you're gathering intel. So when it's time for you to make your move and figure certain things out, you are well educated on what your next steps can be. That's what we did. Before we bought an RV, we just frequent lots of RV shows. We knew the things that we'd like to have, and then budget wise, we decided it's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this. We're starting out. We want to make sure that this is something we want to do long term, and so I don't want to go spend 80,000, 50,000, 30,000 on something, and then 6 months in I hate it. It's a bad investment that way. So if you can, Destiny, Sonia, always get something cash. And it doesn't have to be the top of the line best. It could be yours, personalize it, make it home. And then when you're ready and you have the money to upgrade, you got the camper as a trade in and whatever money you have in your pocket, and you can upgrade. So just keep those things in mind. Good. Go to the RV show. They're having a Toledo RV show coming up. I would love to go, but I can't be crawling in and out of all these campers like this, So I'm gonna have to pass. It's not like I could just walk right in like I used to be able to do before. So, um, don't buy it. If it has an accident or a crash, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy somebody's headache. I don't, unless it's just a bumper, like just a little dent in the bumper. If the camper itself has any damage, do not buy that, because that is going to give you some weak spots of water leaks where water can get in unless it has been insurance repaired. I just wouldn't do it. Take your $7,000. Go. There's a lot of campers you can get for $7,000. That from somebody's yard, somebody's grandmama kept it under a tarp and took good care of it, and they're just never gonna use it again. And you show up with your two little children, and they would be like, you know what? We want you to have it, and they'll give it to you. So just keep looking, keep looking. Don't give that man, because he's just trying to get rid of a problem, and he's selling it for cheap because he don't want it. He just gonna take your money and go and put down on something else and leave you with a headache, and then you got mold and all that kind of stuff. It's just not worth it. And there's too many people trying to sell stuff at a decent price to buy somebody's wrecked camper. Thank you, Angie. Yep. So it's there. It's there. You just have to keep looking. And so there you go. All right, you guys. I'm gonna sign off for now. Hopefully, I could come back and we could hang out some more, maybe Saturday night. Um, right now, I'm just gonna get me some supper and probably head back to bed. So, see you soon. Have a good night. If you missed the video, start it from the beginning so you can get the whole scope of what tonight was about and hear about how things went with the doctor. Because it was kind of like an update vlog, kind of telling you guys um, what's been going on. And so I hope you'll watch it from the beginning, and I'll see